Psychonauts 2 is special. When you first boot up the game, you're greeted with a mental health advisory stating that while there's a lighthearted humor with depictions of serious mental health conditions, it is ultimately a game about empathy and healing. Don't be fooled by the cute, cartoony aesthetic. The themes of the game are a lot darker than its vibrant appearance makes you assume. There's a lot of heartbreak as Raz is able to enter people's minds to delve deep into what ails them. In the first game, this ability was seen as going inside people's heads to see what's wrong with them so you could fix them, but that kind of philosophy was a bit lacking in empathy if you ask me. I feel the second game tackles this theme of barging into people's brains with more grace and compassion, which is why I'm very excited to share with you why I love Psychonauts 2 so much. Right from the start, the game gives you a cool recap of just who little Rasputin is. From the start, his family were born into a world where hate was normal. They were circus performers, the Aquados. Before his birth, his family were cursed by an evil fortune teller to die from water. This caused them to hate psychics. But there's a problem. Raz is a psychic. If his family were to catch him, he would be in deep trouble. His only safe haven was to practice his powers when no one was watching. Until one fateful night, a stranger gave him a pamphlet to a training camp run by the legendary Psychonauts. During his time there, Raz entered people's minds to fix their personality disorders. While he was busy treating them, Camper's brains were being stolen and he had to stop this evil scheme from growing out of proportions. Since then, Truman Zanotto, his girlfriend's father, has gone unconscious and they have to find out why. They suspect it was Dr. Lobato, who was the one removing people's brains in the first game. There's no way a crazy person like him could have done it alone. So Raz goes undercover as an office worker alongside the Psychonauts to trick him into giving up his secrets. And what better way than to give him a tropical vacation package for all his hard work.
Get back! I want it! I'm Employee of the Year!
The only stipulation is that it must be signed by his boss, who they believe to be the mastermind behind this whole ordeal. Too bad as Raz is trailing him, he gets suspicious enough to blow the whole operation.
Why are you taking so long?
When trying to catch up to Lobato, they run into a sensor, the basic grunt that exists to remove thoughts that don't belong. So they've basically been captured inside a dummy Lobato that is being experimented on. As you explore, you run into enemies that mimic Lobato's state of mind. Regret, the flying type that you gotta shoot down, and Doubt, the one you have to burn with pyrokinesis. When he's cornered, he's mumbling to himself about being confused on what he's supposed to be doing, only to be threatened by a mysterious black figure.
I won't tell anyone! I promise! No, please!
As Raz is physically thrown out of Lobato's mind, we're introduced to the villain of the game, a woman in black fur who can control the forces of water. Maligula. Maligula caused mass destruction and drowned her own countrymen of Grulovia, but the crazy part is she was supposed to be killed by Ford Cruller 20 years ago, a battle he never mentally recovered from. Somehow, this monster has modern day fanatics who want to bring her back to life. Back at the Mother Lode, evidence points to there being a mole in the Psychonauts as the Psychonauts believe Lobato is far too incompetent to infiltrate their team. One cool thing about the start of the game is how Raz gets a new uniform. He was being pranked by some interns for new official intern uniforms, except they steal his old clothes without anything else to cover him. So he's forced to escape without being seen in his underpants to find a new fit. It's not until he stumbles into Sasha that he gets a new outfit. Now that he's all situated in a group, he's given a mentor, Nick John Smith, kind of a generic name, but who cares, who works in the mailroom. Psh, we're delegated to sorting mail while the Psychonauts get to do all the cool stuff. That is until we stumble upon a package with a body inside, and who else is it but Nick, our mentor? But his brain is missing, just like what happened in the first game. When investigating the body, there's a casino chip on him, our first clue. Sadly, Lady Foresight will not let an intern go on the mission while there's a mole on the loose. So he enters her mind and uses an ability that lets them connect certain thoughts together to make up their minds. A mental connection, if you will. As he delves into her brain, he stumbles into a hospital and learns she went to school for medicine, but her thoughts connect risk with death. So he breaks that connection to get her to believe risk will make them money. Because yeah, it's totally worth risking the interns' lives so they can make money to fund new programs, right? They make it to this octopus tentacle looking casino where Agent Foresight literally abandons all of them and runs off on her own when her team needs her the most.
Until Truman sees all the money I'm going to make. Without gamblers, how else would we make any money?
To get her in her right mind, Raz infiltrates her psyche again to recalibrate her mental connections, but her worldview is different now. She has the mind of a gambler and her inner world reflects that. Flashy lights and all the ingredients of a lifetime to make any gambling addict's dreams come true. There's a lucky wheel that gives away children that's rigged to lose. In her mind, defiance is useless, so you gotta make her believe defiance does make a difference. A race bet is going on, but heart always loses due to an injury, so you change your mind to believe that asking for help is a good thing. And following that, a cool little mini game appears where Raz cosplays as Heart to help them win the race. And there's a pachinko machine with no winning option because there's only one spot to win, but her
Heart is in the wrong place.
He's thrown into the sore losers group where he analyzes the thought process of all the losers and mixes and matches them into a winning mindset. When he gets to the end, he gets her to believe the best strategy is to share her feelings. Once he's gotten to the deepest part of her mind, her thoughts are blocked by a giant lady luctopus, her defense mechanism preventing you from rewiring her views on money and risk. The entire boss is a gambling table where the interns are stuck as cards and you have to free them by blocking the holes in her tentacles. Just make sure you don't die.
You know what happens when you die in someone's mind, right? If you die inside mine, you pee your pants.
When you do take her down, Agent Foresight lets you know, while what you did made the mission a success, entering people's minds without their consent is just plain creepy.
Wait. I can explain. You're right. I knew it was wrong the second I did it. I'm ashamed of myself. I violated your trust and very idea of what it means to be a psychonaut.
She knows it's wrong. She did the same thing as Raz when she was younger, but she wasn't able to put them back together.
The Psychonauts. We're not here to change people's minds, Raz. Not here to fix people. We're here to help people fight their own demons.
But now that everyone trusts each other again, the Psychonauts and interns group up and finish their mission in a beautiful Persona 5-esque escapade.
I got you, Raz.
Watch out!
Power!
Sam, what are you...
Up!
Oh no!
Wheel!
Once inside, they learn of Maligula's body being missing and there's a book full of necromancy and a picture of his girlfriend on the wall. Huh, that's weird. He's pretty sure she can't be involved, so he tries to speak to her, alone. Lily is by her father's side trying to figure out what's wrong with him. Lily is appalled that Raz is accusing her of being a spy and throws a fit before running out, which wakes up her dad. But he's not actually sick. He's only pretending to be unconscious so he can speak with Raz in secret to find the mole. He needs Ford Cruller to help gather information on the mole. And where is he hiding? Why, in Raz's head, of course.
Ooh, is that honey pepper boar bacon? Oh, I haven't had that since my days back at headquarters.
Raz does enter his mind, but begins asking for consent first from now on. Inside, he learns of a woman named Lucretia, or Lucy for short, who used to be part of the Psychic Six, or I guess 7, but he's never heard of her. Lucretia had powerful water abilities and her husband was killed during the war in Grulovia. That's all he was able to gather before being kicked out and Cruller disappearing. He's around the area doing odd jobs and you have to get him to talk. You see, something had happened to him and his mind shattered, so now he's at the mailroom, the hair salon, and the bowling alley. Oh great, some distractions. It's Raz's family causing a scene. This is an optional part of the game, but as you spend time with them, you learn more about your family's curse and just get some fun little family bonding time. You know, after you abandoned them and broke their hearts to become a psychonaut.
Oh no.
Outside, there's a guy who admitted himself to isolation because of the voices. Agent Bull is playing chess with a rat, and we need his bowling alley card if we're going to get inside to talk to Cruller. What he wants to know is if his friend is okay. She's been missing for a while. Cassie loved bees, so he figures having a bee will get him closer to what happened to her. But before that, you can meet up with Sam making pancakes where there's this super awkward conversation.
Now, do I need to show you how to crush things?
Where'd you get the milk? From the goats?
Oh, yeah, that would have been easier. Hey, it brought us closer, Fran. Relax, I'm talking about your nuts.
At the forgetful forest where all the bees are, there's a legend of some crazed monster, the green-needled witch, a lover of children.
And when she catches them, she gives them a big hug,
That doesn't sound so...
impaling them on her needles, filling them with holes.
Okay, if you could just let me down now.
Children beware. She's there. She's there. The Green Needle Witch has waited. She wants a hug. Don't dare. Don't dare. Or soon you'll be perforated.
While barely escaping, he's able to give Bull the bees he so desires. But he starts to freak out at the whole ordeal, citing too many voices, too many everything. So Raz goes inside his mind for a wellness check. The voices inside? Judgment. A tyrannical enemy you have to steal the hammer and bash his head in with. Without judgment blocking your way, you're able to go deeper into Bull's mind. It's a game show. A food show. You have to run around the stage and cook the dishes the Psychonauts sock puppets demand of you. Bull has no confidence in himself and pleads for Cassie to help him. But all he's got is Raz. When they transform into a boss, Raz must gather ingredients while being attacked to deliver them to Bull. While he distracts the boss, Bull has to find the confidence in himself to cook up a mighty fine meal to get the judges stuck in a food coma for Raz to deliver a devastating blow. With his confidence restored, we get our bowling alley membership as the bees hint at a librarian he must seek out. As for the mailroom, we need to get Nick a new brain so we can get access to Cruller. Inside our new brain friend, we meet a ball of light that talks like a hippie about the oneness of the universe, man.
TV?
It's a whole psychedelic show in this friend. They're going through a sensory overload so bad that a panic attack shows up. For now, it's too fast to defeat. That is until our little friend freezes time and his green eyeball buddy breaks through the darkness to bring him over, calling your new brain friend Psy King. In this saturated world, colors are popping as the crowd boos us off stage and demands the band they came for. A feast of the senses. This giant green dude needs a violin. So we enter inside him and learn how to slow down time, a great ability for us to take down the panic attack.
I think it's a fish or a bus. I forget which is which. Well, you rode on it, so I guess it's a bus.
But the band is more than just a one-man show. Onto our van to gather the remaining members. There's a red hand and a blue ear. Now that Psy King is back, they're ready to join the band as soon as you get back their instruments. Same goes for the purple nose and yellow mouth. Basically all 5 senses. And each sense represents one of the Psychic Six who founded the Psychonauts. They play a colorful show of a lifetime until a shadowy figure makes their appearance. Psy King knows her, but her words cause him to panic. Psy King used to be known as Helmet. He was part of the Psychic Six who tried to defeat Maligula. He betted on the power of his words, but they just couldn't reach her. Just barely. And because of that, they could tell that their old friend Lucy still had some semblance of consciousness remaining inside of Maligula. He sacrificed himself to save his dear friend, Bobby. When they froze Maligula, Helmet was caught in the crossfire. He thought his friends had abandoned him there, but they reframed his sacrifice as heroic. With a newfound vigor, they fend off Maligula's shadow. We enter mailroom Cruller's mind, which is full of letters flying around, a giant robot sorting all the mail. A letter from Lucy about wanting to stop the war, and his thoughts about how if he would have just sent her his letter, maybe she would have never succumbed to her rage.
I wrote a letter once. Did I think I could stop a war? Nah, doesn't matter. I never sent it. Maybe it would have saved 1,000 lives. Maybe just one. Oh, that's right. That's the name we all forgot. Now let's send that off and see what we get. A male just doesn't matter.
What did you say in that letter?
Nothing important, really. Just that I loved her. She just wanted to help, but they pushed her too far. How should we have known? It's not like she was marked fragile.
With Barbara Cruller, we learn Lucy went off the deep end and attacked peaceful protesters to protect her country, to protect her family.
War changes everybody. Inside all of us, we all have dark roots. Well, sometimes we need that darkness to survive. Careful. Sometimes it's hard to get it back in the bottle.
In the bowling alley, we find that Cruller and Lucy used to be an item. A bowling alley was where they had their first date.
Maligula didn't do this to me. That's the first thing I've learned in here. The rest, you're gonna have to see for yourself.
It wasn't Maligula who damaged Ford Cruller's mind, quite the opposite in fact. Ford manipulated Lucy's mind, while the world at war made her dangerous. To keep her safe, to keep the world safe, he altered her memories. He went as far as to take Raz's family to change their memories to believe that she's part of their family.
What? No! Grandpa Laszlo died there, but Grandma made it out and came to live with my father.
No, Raz, she didn't.
Ford, I just saw her today.
No, you didn't.
Raz's grandmother is a fake. It's Lucretia without her memories. Maligula is a self-defense mechanism created to protect Lucretia from the dangers of the world around her. If provoked, she will be reawakened. Raz enters the forgetful forest to reassemble the old Psychic Six so they can free their friend Lucy from her darkness. Bob's become an alcoholic. He's angry about his old psychic friends. A word of their names drives him mad. Inside his mind, there are potted plants missing their seeds which contain his memories. A strangely shaped butterfly is here as a gatekeeper. Every time you approach one of the seeds, it warns you.
Hold it right there. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. It's almost like you want to get hurt by this thing.
Before the boss is summoned, you find out Bob and Helmet had gotten married.
I warned you, and I warned you, but did you listen? No! But don't worry, I'm here to protect you. Again.
He repressed his memories after losing Helmet during the fight with Maligula. He didn't want to feel the pain of not being able to save his husband. Back at base, Helmet and Nick's body comes to see him. They run off for some quality time as you run into the green-needled witch again, only this time she unmasks herself. It's Cassie, Bull's friend. She's being held against her will by the queen bee. Inside her mind is a librarian collecting little cutout fragments of her personality so she can capture them to be locked up so no one can find out what she had to do in order to survive. There's even a cute little Winnie the Pooh-like platforming section as you explore around here. Raz goes around collecting the fragments of her personality, trying to find the real Cassie, but...
Tell me, child, what is your name?
Rasputin.
And tell me, who is the real Rasputin? The one you are with your friends? With your family? Or the one you save for your special someone?
Cassie has turned parts of herself she thought were unworthy away. They became her shadow, parts of herself she refuses to acknowledge, but were needed to keep her alive during times of struggle. It's Raz's duty to make her whole again. The first is a writer. Back in the day, Cassie wrote a popular self-help book called Mind Swarm. Second is Teacher Cassie, who imparts her wisdom that even the shadow is part of the whole being, not something to keep away and bottle up. After this wholesome speech, we learn of the dark past of Cassie through Counterfeit Cassie. When she was little, her parents abandoned her while she had to work for a woman named Fanny Flats, where she was forced to make counterfeit money. The guilt of this act and being a snitch that got the police involved to blackmail Fanny for money wore her down. With the money she made from her book, she was able to leave and meet Buell to start a better life studying bees. When Lucy went rogue, her sense of powerlessness to help her friend caused her to shut down and repress parts of herself, and she became the Green Needle Witch.
Nothing is impossible. Well, that tears it. I hate to damage a book, of course.
Each and every one of her shadow selves take turns infiltrating the librarian Cassie's brain so they can finally become one. Once she's in her right mind, she's reunited with Buell to clear up the bees blocking the device they need to help Lucy. The Psychic Six want their friend back. There's a small moment of Lucy being Lucy as they're all reunited. So an ounce of hope is still all within all of them that this just might work. They all power the machine as Cruller and Raz enter her psyche. What they find is a false version of Raz's family.
Ew.
What did you step in?
I don't know. It looks like a puddle of goo. With a mask of me in it.
Has anyone seen my brother? He was just standing here a second ago.
Raz performs family circus act. I'm not really sure why other than it being entertaining to add some variety to the game. Plus, it all looks really cool. Lucy does comment on how with every trick, she's happy the children are safe. All ending with her doing a high dive and Raz following suit right into another part of her mind. The circus was made by Ford Cruller, but whatever this is, no one knows. These are the new memories she's developed after she was given the fake ones, memories of taking care of her new family, and an important bit of information. The person who gave Raz the flyer to go to the psychic camp in the first game, it was her. She wanted Raz to develop his power so he may one day free her of this false identity. They reach where Maligula is sealed so they can use the device to bury her somewhere deep in Lucy's mind, where she may never be able to reach. Maligula is inside a locket with a picture of her sister she can't bear to look at, but all it does is release her wrath. Raz is forcefully removed as the rest of the Psychic Six are stuck trying to save Lucy. It's Lily's dad, but why? And he's awestruck? By Maligula, of all people? Lily says her dad's been acting strange, so you two jump inside his brain to understand why. There's a giant bust of her dad's face, but when you tear it down, there's Nick from the mailroom? We aren't inside Lily's dad's brain, but Nick's. You're taken on an amusement park ride to learn who Nick really is. He's the future czar of Grulovia. In his mind, his family and their war was a just cause, and the Psychic Six were the villains. His family wanted to use Maligula, Lucretia's anger for losing the people she loved by the war, as a weapon for their country. But when she was taken down by the Psychic Six, they went into hiding in the hope to someday revive her and bring back the greatness of Grulovia. Once in hiding, Dr. Lobato stole Lily's dad's mind and replaced it with Nick's to infiltrate the Psychonauts. Raz is captured, but Lily busts him out.
Where is
Ouch!
my
Hey!
father's
Ow!
brain?
Maligula is now free, and she is as enraged as ever. Raz can't do this alone. He runs into his family as his dad reclaims his lost memories of losing his real mother. They band together to get Raz up close and personal. Thankfully, dying from water was simply a false memory Cruller implanted onto his family, so Raz is able to challenge Maligula's water powers without any issues. With the help of the interns, he's able to take down the storm Maligula's put up. Water is a good element for Maligula if you ask me. Almost like it's all pent up grief of the tears she needs to shed from losing everyone important to her. Inside this monster is still Lucy. When she's free, she's able to own up to her grief. Her temper ended up killing her sister in the crossfire back in Grulovia. As her rage grew, so did Maligula. But as her sense of love grew from raising her new family, it empowers Raz to grow big enough to overcome her malice.
So that's it? Maligula gets to live out in Green Needle Gulch with Ford as if she didn't just try to kill people? I think she deserves a second chance.
Maybe you should try reading books instead of eating them.
Read books?
What is that, some new fad diet? Oy.
Sounds like a good way to starve to death.
Reading crystal balls? Beat it, Nostra dumbass.